Hummus is a superfood made of chickpeas and literal magic. Because of this, it is considered dangerous in large quantities. I remember as a child disliking the taste of hummus because I was an idiot. But times have changed. The precious years I could have spent building up a tolerance have sadly passed me by. I now must face the fact that I cannot consume 13 kilograms of hummus in a single hour. And I will probably die. Join me as I find out where that come from in Inside my body right now, a war is waging between the delicious hummus and my internal organs, such as the Gobus melodria, a ciliary organ which is mostly used to absorb pips, which have found their way down the digestive tract. It seems to have a problem with the chickpea content of the hummus, because it keeps assuming that they are pips, which they're not.
2 years ago I had my Gobus melodria removed in an attempt to allow more hummus into my body. I assumed that I was smart enough to not consume any pips, however I let myself down, and late last year I was sent to hospital with an enormous amount of pips pulled within my hibernius chamber, which is normally reserved for making tummy noises. I was alerted to this congestion after eating 10 bowls of dal and not even hearing a peep from my tum-tum. It was incredibly dangerous, and I thought then, as I do right now, that I was going to die. Fortunately for me, my surgeon had kept my Gobus melodria and was kind enough to reinsert it into my body.
It turns out that whether it be consuming 13 kilograms of hummus or a bunch of pips, the human body is not designed in any functional way. Thus disproving the theory of intelligent design.
Instead, another theory was pitched by Gregorius Buchanan, who suggested that the human being was in fact an offcut of a greater being designed by ancient creatures. According to her, we were an additional limb of another creature which she calls Gooty. In her book, Actually Mr. Darwin, Buchanan wrote that 200 years ago the Gooty discarded its seventh limb, which had its own digestive system and brain, and that's where we come from. This theory does not make any sense. However, it does account for the Gobus melodria.
Currently mine is overworking trying to process all the chickpeas, which are already processed, and it can be confirmed that death's door is right over there, and I'm barreling towards it at haste. And here to help me on that journey with yet another tub of hummus is Sabra Chunks from the International Board of Hummus.
It's with great pleasure and distinction.
Thank you, Sabra. What's this? But there is another solution, which is yet to be scientifically proven. It's only recently been proposed in a paper published by the Big Boy Book of Science, Volume 16. The paper, written by John Paul Diarrhea, states that theoretically seeing to oneself in a bathroom mirror could postulate one's Gobus melodria, allowing it to truly believe in itself and increasing the amount of pippage it can process. Alright, let's give it a crack.
This is my final fight for survival. If I don't make it, thank you for watching. I've been Tim Carlier. Good night, Australia.
See See